Hi everyone, this is Kamal. Welcome to my channel Understand Tech here. I'm sure you must have heard the term open source software. In this video, I'm going to write a small program and through it, going to show you source, object and executable files. I'm going to make clear what open source software technically means and is. So let's start. If you are involved in software industry in any capacity as a student, enthusiast or a full developer, you know how much blessing open source software is. However, talking from the consumer point of view, one of the best thing about the open source software is they are free. See this little guy? It's Android operating system. The most used operating systems in mobile phones these days. And guess what? It's free. Think of Windows used in most PCs, which cost a couple of $100. So if Android would not have been free, your mobile phones would have been few $100 expensive. Well, in the beginning, yes, not many open source software were available, but today the things have changed. Today, the list is growing and great many open source software are available. So today, before you buy any software, you think it's similar software available as open source? In future, the use of open source software is only going to increase. So I think it makes sense to understand what open source software is. Open source software obviously is made of two words, open source and software. Therefore, to understand open source software, you need to understand what is software, then what is open source. Is computer a living creature? Well, of course not. Not being a living creature, a computer does not have a brain that it can think, reasons and take action on its own. It can and doesn't do anything in its own. But we see computer doing different things, isn't it? So how does computer do all these different things? It means someone should have written commands following which computer can do different things, and this command should be in our computer. A collection of commands is called program. Further, a set of related program makes software. To say commands, programs, software, therefore means the same thing. So what does it mean when a software company says it makes software? It means people in that company write commands following which a computer do certain things. Let me give you a practical example. Let me start program called Quincy 2005. Okay, let me open a new file. Okay, let me start typing commands. Okay, so I have finished typing command. Let me save this one. Yeah, okay, let me save it in desktop. Okay, let me give some name. What name should I give? Let's give me name interest. As you can see, a file called interest is created. So this file has this command. Important to know here, a computer cannot directly understand command in this file. I guess You know, computer understand things only if they are in ones and zeros form. Why computer understand things only if they are in ones and zeros form? A very good question, but I am not answering in this video. Rather, I suggest you look at my video on binary code, whose link I have listed in the description section below. So the question is, who converts command in these files to ones and zeros? Well, you don't have to do yourself manually. When you compile a file containing commands in ones and zero form is automatically created. So to compile file, you do this. See, this file wasn't here before. When I click on compile, this file was automatically created. As I said, this file contains commands in ones and zeros form. This type of file is called object file. As you can see, extension of this type of file is .o, indicating that this is an object file. From this file, another file called executable file is created. Let me create an executable file. To do that, you do this. So, executable file is created here. It's very important to understand here, all three files have the same command. Only the form in which they exist differ. Ice, water, vapor have the same content. But what differs? The form in which they exist. This file contains command typed by us. So you could say, in non-technical terms, command exists in English language alphabet form. These two files contains same command but in ones and zeros form. Now executable file is the one looking at which computer carries out things. It's for these reasons this file is called executable file. So executable file is the one which computer needs. Let me click on this. See, computer had started doing things according to the command in this file. And by the way, this file was called source file because it is from this file object and executable file were created. If you hadn't written commands and there was no this file, object and executable files would not have been created. Clearly, this file is source file for object and executable files. Let's say this is a software company. Let's say it makes accounting software. So what does it mean? This software company makes accounting software. It means people, or more specifically programmers, working in this company write commands or programs following which computer can keep accounting data. Let's say programmers in this company are typing commands. After finishing typing commands, when they save commands, files will be created. These files are source file. Now you compile each of these files, object file will be created. You combine all object files and after going through few other steps, finally an executable file will be created. Here is a person in need of accounting software. This person contacts software company. Now which file software company gives to this person? By now it should be clear to you. An executable file is given. Computer works following commands in an executable file. We explained earlier, computer don't need source file. But what if a person asks for source file? Does a software company give source file as well? No. Since you didn't get source file, this is a closed source software. There are few software companies which provide both source and executable file. Such software, since you get source, it's called open source software. Well, this is the meaning of open and closed source software. The story is not quite over yet. You might be wondering why a software company doesn't provide source file. Let's go back to our real example. So this was our source file. Let me open this source file. As you can see, a source file can be opened, and well, if you want, you can make changes. So what problem does it create? Think about this situation. If some company has access to source file, that company can make few changes, like remove logo of the original company and instead place their own one, and can make few other changes here and there, and now can claim that it is the one who really wrote commands. It is the real owner of the software, right? So original software company is now going to be in a big problem. In comparisons to this, now what if only executable file was given? So this is executable file. You can really open and see what's in an executable file. If you click on this, only actions occur according to commands in it. So in fact, let me click on executable file. As you can see, so only actions is occurring according to commands in executable file, but you can't really see what's inside it. So if other people have only access to executable file, they can make changes like removing logo, placing their own one, and can claim that they are the one who really wrote commands. Having said that, it's not entirely impossible to see what's in an executable file. There are tools using which you can see what's in an executable file. But then this tool will show you things either in binary form or in assembly language form, but you can't really see the original source, the original commands typed by programmer. So it is for these reasons software company only provides executable file, but not source one. I will be making videos on various computer technology topics, so please do consider subscribing to my channel. This was for today. Thank you for watching my videos, and see you in next one.